From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
It's a big night across the country and around the world as stimulus continues to roll out, and tomorrow will be the big day. March 24th, direct deposits of your $1,400 third stimulus checks will be racing into your like horses into your mailboxes and direct deposits tomorrow. Houses across the country may see the stimulus check land their bank account or in the mailbox tomorrow. This includes Direct Express. This includes the big banks. This includes direct deposit. Tomorrow is the big day, March 24th, of your $1,400 third stimulus check landing in your bank account. Of all the details about March 24th, the 25th, and also the delivery of the stimulus check thereafter. Meantime, the day started with surprising news about gambling. A new report says that there's a real resurgence of spending at major gambling properties across the country as stimulus checks start to roll in. Elsewhere, movie theaters have gone from home movie theaters to the major movie theaters. Regal cinemas will reopen after 6 months. I'll have all those details as well. Elsewhere, indication now suggests that the third stimulus package, has had a positive effect on international economic factors as well. I'll have all those details as well. I'll also look back on the 1-year implication of the bear market that started when the pandemic hit a year ago today and how it crushed all economic factors at the time. I'll be going over the rapid trades that have happened in the market since then and what's gone up and what's not. Meantime, Powell and Yellen spoke today. I'll have a little bit of their comments. That is Jerome Powell, your head of the Federal Reserve, and also Janet Yellen, your head of Treasury. Meantime, finally, forced stimulus. It's closer to the end than even thought. Forced stimulus is right around the corner, and I have new video today from Maxine Waters that talks about the push for stimulus. Her comments are very well received, but also at issue is the issue of the filibuster and how it could impact your stimulus as well. I have new video from Elizabeth Warren that goes over the filibuster and how it needs to be gotten rid of before forced stimulus lands in the Senate. All those details are happening as we go into a big night. It starts right now on Evenings Lalate. Good evening. How are you? It's a big night of Evenings Lalate across the country, as tomorrow is the big day, March 24th. Congratulations. You made it to the 24th. Well, almost. Just a few hours away. Tomorrow it's March 24th, and it's the big drop of the stimulus check. I have all the details for you coming up right now. But first, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We got a big broadcast tonight. As you see, there's a lot of breaking news throughout the course of today. So thank you for joining me tonight on Evenings Lalate. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. Let's see if we can do 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. The link's in the top of the chat and the bottom of the video as well. The big news broke on this channel last Saturday and confirmed by the IRS on Monday is that your $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing by direct deposit tomorrow, March 24th, in millions of bank accounts across the country by direct deposit in what is a second wave of direct deposit. It may also be the final wave. It's hard to tell from the language, but it seems to suggest that this is the final wave of direct deposit. And if you don't see it tomorrow, the 24th, or the 25th, the day after, then it's coming by paper check. I first broke these details on the weekend when big banks told viewers this channel, Chase and also Citibank and also Wells, told viewers this channel that there was going to be a big drop of stimulus checks on March 24th. They had heard a second wave was coming and that they were about to release the funds. Well, IRS confirmed on Monday that is in fact true. I also heard that the effective date of the next stimulus checks was March 24th, tomorrow. IRS confirmed on Monday. That is also true. What is the effect of the effective date? What is an effective date unto itself? What does that mean? When you get a check, a paper check, and you look at the top of the check, it has a date on the check. You may get the check ahead of time. It may say March 24th, and you may get it on March 22nd. You bring it to the bank, they say, oh, that's the 24th. We ain't cashing that. Sorry, Charlie. That's 2 days from now. Well, the effective date of this deposit from IRS, this direct deposit, is the 24th. So some banks have elected to release the funds before tomorrow. That were the banks that released some funds to viewers today. And others will release the funds tomorrow, and some may release the funds the 25th. That's how this works. Sound familiar? It should. It happened on St. Patrick's Day. That day was when the big banks did a big drop as well. Going into St. Patrick's Day, countless banks said, no, the effective date is St. Patrick's Day. We aren't going to release the funds until the effective date, which is the 17th. Other banks like Chime and Cash App released the funds days ahead of time. Also, H&R Emerald Block released funds ahead of time. So what's important to know is that tomorrow, March 24th, is the effective date of a massive drop of direct deposit for stimulus checks. Who's getting them and who's not? Let me go over it right now. First, you're getting direct deposit if, potentially you're getting direct deposit if you got the first stimulus check by direct deposit and you got the second one by direct deposit. Second, you may likely get it by direct deposit if you receive your monthly benefits by Direct Express on the Direct Express card from the IRS if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. Number three, if you receive your monthly benefits like the ones I just mentioned into a big bank like a Bank America or a Chase every month. This may also include you. Third, that you filed your tax return early for the 2020 return as soon as the window started around February 12th and updated your bank account information. Who are the people who are not getting it by direct deposit tomorrow, the 24th or the 25th? Everyone in the group I just said. Yes. So IRS has said, yeah, if you got everything by direct deposit, always up to this point under first or second stimulus or both, you may still not be getting this one by direct deposit. It may be coming in the mail. Yes, everyone in the group I just told you, you may also be getting it in the mail instead of by direct deposit. How do you know which ones? Completely random. IRS says hard to say, and we aren't going to predict it. I am predicting it, however. Under second stimulus, this first manifested itself. This first happened. Under second stimulus, I had viewers say, oh my God, it came in the mail. I'm a direct deposit person. I got the first one by direct deposit. Why did this come in the mail? And I said, because IRS just issued a December statement saying, guess what? Some may get it in the mail. And when asked who, they said, just totally random, some by direct deposit may now get it in the mail for second stimulus. This was December. And that people who got the first one by check in the mail will get the second one maybe by check or by debit card, also in the mail. So I knew that going into third stimulus and going into this stimulus. And over the weekend, I pooled viewers about how many were seeing on the irs.gov alert that instead of direct deposit, it was supposed to come now by mail. They were getting an alert March 26th, March 27th, March 28th by mail. It was about 50% of the viewers of this channel who were expecting direct deposit were not going to get by direct deposit. It was coming in the mail. So what did IRS say yesterday? They said a large, quote, large number of people who were expecting direct deposit will not get it by direct deposit, but by the mail. So there you go. This is very, very important news. Who else will get it by the mail? People who also will not get it by direct deposit. You won't get it by direct deposit if you're a dependent on someone else's tax return, or you have a representative payee, or you won't get a stimulus check if IRS thinks you went over the $80,000 threshold. Remember, that is the phase out of the stimulus check. More about this in a second, but it was a big day with a lot of breaking news, and let me cut to some of the breaking news. The breaking news started today with the gambling industry saying that numbers are through the roof. Among them was Penn National Gaming CEO Jay Snowden, who this morning said, we really see a high spend per visit for people, and especially hitting that we've never seen. What we're seeing now is a spend per visit on gambling, whether it's horse rack, whether it's the racetracks, or it's the casinos. We see visitation levels now in the month of March look like how they did in 2019, not 2020, but 2019. So we haven't seen anything like this in a long time. We've had one of the best weekends the last weekend that we've seen in years. That was that news. Meantime, movie theaters continue to reopen. Instead of watching movies at home, people are now going out. And they'll have a lot more choices because Regal Cinemas announced today that they're reopening in U.S. after 6 months of being closed. So what will be first on the agenda? Regal will showcase Warner's Godzilla vs. Kong movie, and also Mortal Kombat will come in April 6th. Meantime, we have new news out that suggests that this stimulus has done well for international, that the impact of the stimulus has been positive. A new report says Europe and America's stimulus show really promising news. Let's look at that new data. That new data suggests that because of the rollout of stimulus, Americans are now seeing the impact not just domestically, but also internationally. What does the data show? The data shows that there will be a significant spillover from the U.S. to international. The fact that there's significant stimulus in the U.S. will boost global GDP and exports, says chief economist Philip Lang. This is important for you because international buys your products. If international is doing well, then they're buying your items. And that is all positive news. Meantime, now as we celebrate a 1-year anniversary today, what is the impact? What is the 1-year anniversary today? The 1-year anniversary today is the moment at which a bear market started. Tuesday marked the 1-year anniversary of the quickest bear market in this country. It was right after the pandemic first hit, the industry collapsed, and a lot of things downturned. So now Wall Street's looking to determine where is this economy going with 1 year across the board. Which sectors are rebounding and which are not? Let me tell you what the new data suggests. The new data suggests the following, that the banks will likely usher in a 100% increase. Energy, materials, and industrials are expected to soar. And what other industries have lagged since the recovery? Healthcare, consumer staples, and utilities have not done well since March 20th of 2020. The fastest growth has been lithium batteries, 3D printing, and online retail. That's no surprise to you as well. Meantime, today, a big push for forced stimulus. I got to tell you, forced stimulus is really heating up. Let me explain what's going on. Late yesterday, on Monday afternoon, a news report came out that said that the president may split forced stimulus into 2 bills. Yes, 2 bills. Now, what's important to understand is that forced stimulus has a lot of different names. Some call it infrastructure bill. Some people call it climate bill. It's still stimulus. It's still a stimulus bill. The forced stimulus bill would be where the stimulus checks are. Why? Senate Democrats and House Democrats have said they will not support it unless there is a reoccurring stimulus check. That was their words in in 2 letters sent to the White House. They will not support it unless there's reoccurring stimulus checks. That would presumably be to the end of this year, presumably $2,000, and would presumably be far in excess of $12,000 to $16,000. That's the first fraction of the Democrats. The second fraction says, we are not going to support the bill unless you get Republicans to support it as well. That's really surprising. The third group is saying, you know what? We're also not going to support it if you wanted to pay for it by raising taxes. Earlier this week, the president's press secretary said, yeah, he's raising taxes to pay for it. So really, you can see, unlike the first or second or the third, you're going to see massive infighting about this stimulus package as Democrats try to figure out how to get this passed. One of the big issues remains the Senate filibuster. And with perfect timing as always, one of the people who signed that letter asking for reoccurring stimulus checks, Elizabeth Warren, released a new video just a few days over the weekend talking about it's time to get rid of the Senate filibuster. Let's listen to that video.
The filibuster.
The filibuster.
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 Here's what it is, and here's why it stinks. For a vote on a bill to take place, a few things have to happen. 1, A bill is brought to the floor. 2, senators debate the bill. 3, senators in debate. 4, senators vote on the bill. Majority wins. That's the way the founders intended it to go, at least. Here's the hitch. In 1806, Aaron Burr, yes, the one who killed Alexander Hamilton in a duel, Aaron Burr said that the Senate had too many rules and should get rid of some. One rule that got tossed in the trash can, the rule that said any senator could propose a vote that would cut off debate. That means this step could, in theory, go on forever. For years, business generally went on as usual, but then Senator John Calhoun realized he could exploit this rule change to seize more power for Southern slaveholding states by filibustering. In 1917, President Wilson, tired of a Senate that was obstructing more than voting, pressured the Senate to pass a rule to make sure that debate wouldn't hold up voting forever and ever. The Senate responded with a rule called Rule 22, also called a cloture vote. It looked like the other rule that Aaron Burr had thrown in the trash can, except for one enormous difference. To end debate, Rule 22 required a supermajority, or 2/3 of the Senate. Now, a small minority in the Senate could force a bill to get through 2 votes, a supermajority vote to end debate, and a simple majority vote to pass the bill. It made no sense.
So as you see, there are still concerns, even as to the substance of the forced stimulus, but also to the issue of whether forced stimulus could actually get passed. More about that in a second. But the big news is that tomorrow will be the big day for direct deposit of your $14 third stimulus check. When throughout the day would you see that posting of that check? Let me go over those details right now. Banks post direct deposits throughout the day. They post them in the morning, they post them in the middle of the day, they post them in the afternoon. On March 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, the vast majority of viewers of this channel who saw accounts post stimulus checks saw them post around the middle of the day. On the West Coast, at least in Los Angeles, most of the big banks post deposits around 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the middle of the day. They don't post them at 12:01. So if you're one of those viewers that want to sign into the bank and look at 12:01 and say, oh my God, there's nothing at 12:01 a.m., I'm panicked. Don't panic, because it has a full day for direct deposits on the 24th. Moreover, deposits could appear on the 25th. And here's another comment to understand. Pending status will likely not appear anywhere for you. Most of the time, you will never see a pending $1,400 stimulus check alert or message on your online banking portal, because most banks just post the funds. They don't have to put it pending. Why? Because it's from the federal government. There's no concern that the funds are not going to clear. This is a federal government deposit, so they don't have to hold it pending because they believe the funds are going to be available. Moreover, they don't need to be pending because the bank has had the funds since last Friday. The second wave of the direct deposits went out last Friday. Now, here's something else you also need to know, is that if you get the funds and you don't see the full check, for example, if you're a household of 4, which is the limit on the number of stimulus checks you can get, yes, household of 4, $14 for children, $14 for adults, $14 for adult dependents. If you get a stimulus check for 3 and you're missing 1, and that other one doesn't come in the mail, because I would ask you to watch the mail, then what do? IRS has said they're going to fix the situation for you in the next few weeks. They have told viewers who have not filed their 2020 return to hold off on filing their 2020 return until it figures out how to fix a lot of things. That's the first item to fix. Second item to fix. The IRS doesn't know about a child, and you want that $5,000 or $4,400 of child tax credit that starts in July. IRS says hold off on that. We're going to fix that as well. How about that $2,200 of tax-free unemployment assistance from 2020? IRS says hold off. We're going to fix that as well. So there's a lot of things to fix, but the great news is that $14 stimulus checks will land in your bank account tomorrow. And which were the banks that started paying stimulus checks last week and which will continue to pay deposits tomorrow and maybe later tonight? These are Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp Chime, PayPal, NetSpend, Green Dot, also People's United Bank, US Bank. Also paying our PNC Capital One Bank, Lake Michigan Credit Union, and USAA. Also paying a Union Bank, MetaBank, Amex, Bluebird, Navy Federal, BB&T, and Wood Forest as well. A lot of big details. And guess what? I got more for you on what's going on with this third stimulus check. But I'll have all those details coming up for you in a second. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. They're Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals. Reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues later tonight on Hazard Pay. Yes, you're going to tune into that. I will be in the live chat like I'm in the live chat right now. If you're not said hello, hi, how are you? I'm in the live chat right now. Forgot to mention that. So say hello to me. Yes, Hazard Pay is coming up in 90 minutes after this video. That will be a live chat fest, a chatterama. So jump into that live funny chat. It's always a blast. I'm just chatting about everything. That's coming up about 90 minutes from now. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video throughout the day. And I'm delivering you breaking news, breaking videos, and breaking developments about your stimulus check. Also, like this video. If this video helps you in learning about the situation, like this video. Let's see if we can get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 likes. And consider becoming a member. The member links are at the top of the chat and the bottom of the chat. What is important for you to know is that you may wonder what's happening tomorrow, and yet the stimulus check may come the day after. I had viewers who got the stimulus check on St. Patrick's Day, and then they got the stimulus check the day after. Understand, you may not get a bank alert, you may not get a bank warning. Understand, the latest information is this information. A series of banks have confused viewers that have confused viewers two different ways. One, they've had voice recordings on their answer machines when you call in that are very old voice recordings saying stimulus checks are coming out to you in direct deposit in a couple weeks. That's actually untrue. IRS says this is the last wave. There will not be another stimulus check wave in a couple weeks. Second, some banks are saying your stimulus checks will be landing available for you in a couple of weeks, and it'll take a while for you to get it. That's also untrue. IRS's paper checks were sent out not yesterday, but a week ago. So the paper checks are literally in the mail. To which viewers are asking me, when will I get the paper check if I don't get the direct deposit? Some viewers have already gotten the paper check. Thursday, Friday, more got it earlier this week, and you could get it by the end of the week. It just depends how long it takes for the IRS to get a stimulus check in the mail from DC to where you live. Everyone's mail's a little bit different, but understand that is the stimulus check. Now, as to the paper check, unlike the direct deposit, IRS's wording is a little bit different. IRS says the direct deposit will happen on the 24th. If it doesn't happen on the 24th, it's coming in the mail, which is very clear language saying this is the way for the direct deposit. After that, don't be looking for direct deposit by the end of this week. Start be looking at the mail. I told you last week to start looking at the mail because what is IRS's statement about the mail? If it's not in the bank account this week, it's coming in the mail over the next few weeks. So that language is not clear. It doesn't make itself clear if it means that the stimulus check will be coming in this wave or whether there'll be multiple mailed check waves. I'll be monitoring the details for you as well. And understand, things change. Things change. When the first wave of stimulus checks went out the day after the bill was signed, we were told that was the only wave of direct deposit. Now, last Saturday, I told you something's changing. It looks like there's another wave happening. I told you there's another drop. So could there be another change of what's happening today as well? We will see. But boy, it has been a full day with a lot of big news. And among the news was the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve went to Washington today to talk about the situation about your stimulus. And Jerome Powell, who you're looking at here, and Janet Yellen, your head of Treasury and a former chairman of the Fed, testified before the House Financial Committee today at noontime, 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, about where this pandemic's going. In a prepared statement, the Federal Reserve said that the recovery of this economy is far from complete. So at the Fed, we will continue to provide the economy the support it needs for as long as it takes. This is huge, great news for forced stimulus because he's basically saying, we are not out of this and I'm going to stay with you. He says the recovery has progressed more quickly than generally expected and looks to be strengthening. However, the sectors of the economy most adversely affected remain weak, and the unemployment level, still elevated at 6.2, underestimates the particular shortfall in the labor market remains notably below the pre-pandemic levels. This is huge news because this basically signals where I always told you we're heading. I always told you that forced stimulus is going to be a major push if unemployment numbers have not improved. They haven't improved. If job creation has not improved, job creation has really not improved. Job creation is only shown a 300,000 jobs newly created in the month of January, and we're 8 million jobs missing, which would require 16 months of that number to get back to normal. So you have unemployment not improving, and you have job creation not improving. Forced stimulus is just around the corner. Understand, my focus with you as a family together is to ensure that you get this stimulus check. I am dedicated and focused to ensure that you get this stimulus check, you find it, you know where it is, and that you get it. I'm also focused to ensure that you get the other money under the third stimulus package. Boy, I am watching that SBA website. I'm watching these programs to ensure you know when they go live, because there's $5,000, $10,000 of other money in the stimulus package. There's that unemployment that needs to be fixed, that $5,000 for the children, the hazard pay. There's all these things that need to get fixed. We are, as a family, going to deal with that as soon as people start to get their stimulus check. And then away we go into forced stimulus. We got a lot of work to do and a lot of money to get. It's going to be a great year in which 2021, in which we're more financially stable. Our feet are on the ground and we're moving forward, not moving backwards. Meantime, a new video from Maxine Water talks about where this stimulus package needs to go and how it's going there. Let's listen into this new video from Maxine Waters. Explain the situation.
Very much, Mr. Speaker and members. I would like to thank President Biden and all of the Democratic leadership for this wonderful, historic piece of legislation that we're voting on here today. This indeed responds to the needs of the American people during this pandemic. This is why I came to Congress to do this kind of work. And I'm so proud to be a Democratic member of Congress at this time. I want you to know that this bill not only supports education, gives stimulus checks to put food on the table, unemployment assistance, small businesses will be able to reopen and to stay open, and then everybody will have access to the vaccines that will be made available because of this bill. And it has been said more than once that this bill will take children out of poverty. They will be able to depend on regular assistance to them and their families every month. I'm so pleased that as the chair of the Financial Services Committee, I had in my jurisdiction $77 billion to deal with some very critical issues. This bill includes critical funding for emergency rental assistance, providing $22.5 billion to pay the back rent and future rent payments owed by millions of struggling families. And that is in urban communities, rural communities, Black, white, Asian, all folks will have access to this rental assistance. Combined with the funding for emergency rental assistance I negotiated in the December stimulus package and the $5 billion for 70,000 new housing vouchers that are included in this package. This bill is truly historic and will help people across the nation to remain safely housed. Thank you so very much, and I yield back the balance of my.
And today it was her subcommittee on which Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen testified. If you do not recall, in fall of 2020, there was a historic, hilarious moment in which Congresswoman Maxine Waters said to Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin, "Get your butts back into the negotiating table." And it worked. And it worked. After they had refused to negotiate for months, she was the one that did not mince her words and told them to get back in. And ultimately, that did eventually lead to your second stimulus. I hope you've had a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you on Hazard Pay. I'll be in the live chat like I'm in the live chat right now. If you haven't said hello, say hello. I'll say hello back to you. And I'll see you on Hazard Pay in about 90 minutes from now. Then join me on EIDL at which is 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by FPUC 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and then the big blockbuster early mornings LA tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 a.m. on the West Coast. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video and a single moment of breaking news. Also, like this video. Let's see if we can do 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member so you have access to all the documents, all the PDFs, all the information, because wow, we're going right into fourth stimulus without a heartbreak or without a heartbeat missing. Thank you for joining me as we go into the evening. It's been a big day. It's been a lot of exciting news, and I thank you for your patronage, and I look forward to seeing you as we swim into Hazard Bay coming up next on this channel. Stay with me as Evenings LA continues in just a few minutes from now.